Hello everybody, this is Saravanan Ganesh here. Today is November 3rd, 2018, and this is the first video of the over the shoulder series where I um, I do some keyword research and figure out what site, in what niche, in what city I want to rank for, and then we put up the site, optimize it and rank it, and then rent it out. So um, I'm assuming it's going to be 8 to 12 weeks videos at least, and maybe up to, depending on the city and the niche we choose, it could be 4 months to rank it and rent it out. It could be 6 months. It could be 12 months. I don't know. Um, in my group, of people who had bought my course, we have a paid group. We did a survey a couple of days ago. I believe the end of October, and what a lot of people wanted was to go after the water damage restoration niche, and we bombarded ideas on what city. And so I'm going to talk about, how I go about deciding what I want to rank, right? So if you just got into this course, or if you're just watching this for the first time, there's a process that I go about in ranking as a website and renting it out, right? The niche I get into, the competition analysis I do, I try to find some low-hanging fruits in cities 100,000 to 200,000, maybe 250,000 at the most population, where you can rank a little bit quicker than usual. And Google is getting more and more slower in terms of ranking a brand new site. So even in those cities, it might take 6 to 8 months just to get in the map pack and top of organic. But the idea is to find low-hanging niches, low-hanging fruits, and rank our site and our Google My Business listing for our main keyword and maybe a couple of more keywords, multiple keywords, and generate calls, sell those leads, or pretty much just rent the site out for a flat fee, right? That's where the pure passive income model comes in, because you still own the asset, the website, the GMB listing. The phone calls come to that website that you own, but you send those calls to a business owner, and he pays you. You probably would start. Maybe you give some leads for free, and then you start, pay per lead model for every call he pays you. But after a couple of months, you build some trust and relationship, and the calls have also kind of averaged out, and your average number of calls per week. Then you guys, both you and the business owner, can settle on an amount, a flat fee amount that he's going to pay you every month. And then once you do that, it's pretty much set and forget, because this is going to, generate calls month after month after month, and you're just going to bank. It's called ranking and banking for a reason, right? So one of the first things I do when I look into deciding into, okay, if this is me with a clean slate of paper coming in and saying, okay, I'm going to start a couple of new sites, or maybe just one site where I want to rank, find some low-hanging fruit niches and cities, rank them, and make some quick money, $500 a month. One of the first things I would do is, I would just Google, largest cities in US by population. This is one of the sites that shows some cities and population. And I would ideally go and find cities in the 100 to 200, maybe even less, sometimes even 80,000, right? Depending on how quickly you want to rank. And then the research you want to do as far as competition analysis and niche research and all that. So in our case, what we decided as a team was the niche was decided on. Basically, they wanted to see, okay, water damage restoration. It is a pretty hot niche, and I'll show you why it's hot. Almost every SEO guy out there is into some kind of water damage restoration, because the water damage restoration leads are pretty hot. Just the cost per click, and I'll show you later, for one click in that industry could be $150 per click. And you could sell leads, phone calls for $200 a call. I know at least one SEO guy out there who claims he sells it for $400 per call. And it could be true depending on the city and all that. But let's say you can easily sell for $150 to $200 per call, right? If that's the case, you do the work, you rank the site, just 4 to 5 calls a month, like one call a week if you generate, that's going to give you $800 to $1,000 a month. So if you're starting for the first time, what I'm going to go through is a great case study that you can follow step by step. But if it's the first time for you, I'd highly encourage you not to go into water damage restoration, but find some other niches, right? One of the places I go to find niches would be homeadvisor.com. Just go to homeadvisor.com, and if you come down here, they give you a lot of categories here, right? Appliances, appliance repair, additions and remodeling, kitchen remodeling. I mean, there's so many out there. Just keep in mind something like appliance repair, the call volume would be high because even in a city of, let's say, 100,000 or 80,000 population, the number of people calling in the summer saying the refrigerator is not working is going to be quite a bit, and the number of people in the winter calling for furnace repair or heater repair is going to be pretty big, or maybe washer dryer repair, doesn't matter. So the call volume will be high, but the value of one call or customer that you send to this appliance repair owner is going to be low, because one job would generate the appliance repair shop maybe $300, $400 at the most. Whereas if it's a kitchen remodeling job, the number of calls in a city of 100,000 population would definitely be less. How many people out there in a specific city are looking to remodel a kitchen every month? But every job that you send to a home remodeling company could be tens of thousands of dollars worth. So you have to do your due diligence. Do you want more calls and just get paid 20 bucks a call and just a flat fee of $500 a month? Or do you want less calls, but the payout could be awesome? I mean, it depends on what you want to do, right? I'm just taking that as an example. Carpet cleaning, concrete, same thing. There could be more carpet cleaning calls, less concrete, repair or installation calls. But again, if you do the math, you have to decide on where you want to, land on. Drywall insulation. This is something, could be a little bit of seasonal if it's, insulation. Plumbing. Even Google is getting into plumbing big time now. Google wants to own plumbing. That's a whole different story. They have Google Leads for plumbing big time, and a couple of other niches too. But you can get ideas of niches over here. So I'm not going in detail into niche research. You can do over here. But because we basically decided this case study is going to be ranking a brand new site for water damaged city, and so we're just going to go and figure out what city we're going to rank for. Okay. Now I could go and start looking at each of these cities, anywhere from 80,000, 100,000 to quarter of a million. I really want to see if I can start on the higher end, maybe like 200 to 250,000 population. So let me just go and see there, and pick a couple of cities, and we'll see if we can get some of these, do some analysis on water damage restoration for these cities, and we'll see if any of those would work. So let's just say, I don't even know, like Boise, Idaho, 205,000 population, or 212 now. I think this is the most recent one. Gilbert, Arizona, Fremont, California, Scottsdale, Arizona, Reno, Nevada, Hialeah, Florida. I don't even know what kind of a city that is. Glendale, Arizona. Quite a few cities in Arizona with almost quarter of a million population. Wow. Lubbock, Texas, Arizona. Quite a few Arizona. So let's check out something in Arizona. Let's just say Gilbert Town, Arizona. Let's just see that. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to analyze some cities for water damage restoration, right? So water damage restoration, Gilbert, Arizona, and let me do a search. Probably have to, okay, water damage, Gilbert, Arizona. This is the exact keyword that Google suggests, and this is a plugin that I have. It's called Keyword Everywhere. You could use AdWords or Uber Suggest. There are quite a few number of tools that gives you the keyword volume. So if you see here, keyword volume is 50 searches a month. Cost per click is 0. This is not correct. Some Keyword Everywhere, this plugin, which is this one here, Keywords Everywhere tool. That's a Chrome extension plugin. It's not very accurate. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it does not, gather that data. So this is not right, obviously. But let's just go with the volume, 50 searches a month. What I want to see here is, for my main keyword, which Google suggested was water damage, Gilbert, AZ, right? All okay, that's Mesa, that's a difference. But let's say, okay, I want to see one of the first things I want to see is there a EMD, an exact match domain or a partial match domain already ranking in the three pack? Usually, if it's there, um, the chances of you getting your website over here is you can get it in. I'm not saying you cannot, but I usually stay away from it if it's the first time because you have to do quite a bit more work. It's almost as if Google does not want to rank two EMDs in the same EMDs or PMDs in the map pack for the same keyword, right? So if there was a website that said water damage gilbertaz.com, or if there was a GMB name here, the business name of the Google listing says water damage Gilbert, I would probably right away say no, I don't want to go after it. But in this case, these all looks like brand names: Servo of Gilbert, Serve Pro of Gilbert, Rocky Mountain Restoration, First Choice Restoration, right? The website is also, this not a exact match. So let's just come down organic. The very first organic listing here has a DA of 12. It's a root domain DA of 12. That shows we can pretty much with a little bit of work. I mean, we don't have to do too much work to outrank it. But the second one is a DA 29. That's pretty high. DA23, DA17. So DA is domain authority. It's just the how much of authority Google has for these in Google's eyes. So how powerful these sites are, these domains are in Google's eyes. That's not the only factor you want to check for ranking. But when I do a quick look and analysis, that's something I look into. And in this case, there are quite a few in the 20s, and it's going to be a little bit harder than usual. Like if I were to go for a smaller city for less than 100,000, let's say I actually started a website in a city near me, Troy, Michigan. Water damage, Troy, Michigan. This is a city of I believe 80,000 population. And if you come down here, of course, the first one says 24, okay? Don't worry about the 43, 53 because these are not root domain ones. You only want to look for the power of the website for the root domain. Even this one, it's just 22, but it's not the root domain. Same thing with this. So there are hardly any ones out there with the root domain. Okay, there's 33, which is probably a little bit high. But most of these sites, if you see, it's not the root domain, and it's even those authority sites are less than 40 or so. So this will be a little bit easier to rank if it's 100,000 or less. But in our case, we want to go for around 250,000 population if we can, and see if we can find a little bit low-hanging fruit where we can rank it. The intent is to show the steps that I do to rank a website, do my research and rank a website. So one of the first things I notice is you don't have to have too much DA to rank here, so that is good. With just 12, they do it. So I'll go ahead and open this in a new window. Looking at the others, okay, 17, thought I saw a 20. So this looks pretty decent. We can do that. What I'll do is I'll open these more places, and I will want to see how many Google My Business listings are out there. And oh my God, look at that. There are more than 7 pages of water damage restoration in Gilbert, Arizona. So that means there's quite a bit of competition. There's quite a bit of companies out there. That does not mean you won't be able to rank it. It's just going to be a little bit harder. And so I'm looking to see some quick low-hanging fruits. Gilbert Water Damage Pros. This just the name of it looks like a lead gen site. I want to open it and see how it looks like. Gilbert Water Damage Pros. So that shows that there are some lead gen sites and SEO work going on here. This pretty much is a lead gen SEO site. You look at that; it's pretty nicely done. Title tag: Water Damage Gilbert AZ, and they got water and flood removal in there, things like that. It's got a YouTube video. The H1 tag looks like Gilbert water damage, so they want to scoop up that keyword. Um, yeah, they have some quite a bit of content over here. If you see, they got Yelp or all those reviews here. So this is definitely a lead gen site. Look at the amount of content. My goodness. So this is not just a local company who put together a local site. They actually have content written out to repair, scooping up all the different keywords that are associated with water damage, right? Fire damage, smoke damage, soot, that's a good word. Um, and a couple of videos. And look at this. Pretty much anytime you see these are the areas we serve in, and they put in a lot of other cities, suburbs around the city, it basically means that this guy is either a lead gen, an SEO guy doing a lead gen site, or this company, if it's a real company, hired an SEO guy to do this, and he knew what, he did a pretty good job. All these different tags he's got, and all these different cities he's got, and he's got a Google Maps, which is not rendering properly. But, look at the zip codes. So all I'm saying is that there are quite a few lead gen sites and SEO'd websites, if that's a word, in this market, and you may or may not be able to do a quick. It's not a really low hanging fruit. But again, 250,000 population cities, I don't expect to find low hanging fruits, especially in the water damage restoration niche. But I just want to put this together to, if you're doing a, a low hanging fruit, this is how you would do some research, right? The other thing I would do, so we noticed that there are a couple of sites that are title tagged properly and it's got a lot of content. Now I want to see how many pages does this site have? And so if you do a Google search for site colon and your website, it shows all the pages in your site, and it's got 123 pages. That's a lot of pages for a local site. And each of these pages is a star rating. Like this is a schema thing that you do to generate these 5 stars for all the inner pages. You can't get it for the home page, but every other inner page has got that. So just to let you know, like there's quite a bit of work done there. Um, this was the #1 ranking website. He's also got a pretty nicely titled. Title tag is pretty well optimized. He's got water damage, water cleanup, emergency flood. Pretty much looks like a lead gen site to me, if you ask me. Um, it's got a YouTube video, more content. Look at that amount of content. These guys are going after content. So, and he's got interlinks, right? Look at that. He's got links to inner pages and different zip codes and cities, and very well optimized one. So he's probably a good lead gen site also. Um, the whole thing you want to get out of this is when you're doing research and looking at these different websites, one, you want to look at how they've done their, especially the top ranking ones, how they've optimized their title tag. Okay, how many words of content they have in their home page and inner pages. How many pages they have in their whole website. What are the other keywords? You can use your competition websites to get keyword ideas. Broken leaky pipes, your line break. I mean, those are good words. Toilet overflow, because even though as an SEO person, we would go after the main keyword, our main keyword being water damage, Gilbert, right? More than half the people who are looking for a water damage Gilbert, they're probably searching for something like, hey, my basement was filled, overflow. My toilet overflowed and flooded my basement. Need a company to fix a malfunctioning appliance and water, overflowing water, things like that, right? Leaky pipe leaked and water, water all over my basement. I mean, you'd be surprised when you do check your analytics of what kind of searches people did to land on your website. There are more long tail keywords, secondary keywords, LSI keywords, people searching those, using those keywords to search than just the main keyword water damage Gilbert, right? So this is another tip for you guys, especially when you're doing keyword research. Look into your competition and get these different ideas, and don't copy word to word, but you get the idea, right? So that's a good city. I would skip this because it's got more than 7 pages of listings and a lot of competition. Let me just see. Maybe we'll try Irving, Texas. So we go back here. Water damage, Irving, Texas. Let's see what that shows up. Wow, so water damage is also getting Google leads. That's interesting. This is something that Google is rolling out everywhere, where they're getting into the pay-per lead program. 10 searches a month, water damage. I wonder if Texas has more. Water damage, Irving, Texas, the whole word. That's zero. So our main keyword would be Irving, Texas. Again, don't go exactly by these guys. I'm sure there are more than 10 in a quarter million population city, but I just want to look at this right away. One of the first websites that's Google My Business Listing that's ranking does not even have any stars in its ranking, right? In a water damage restoration niche, which is a pretty hot niche. A lot of people are doing SEO work and things like that. Just goes on to show when people say, "Oh, you need reviews." No, you do not need reviews. Of course, reviews will help in conversions and ranking a little bit, but you can rank in the map pack without reviews, right? Um, yeah, let me open up. This is actually an inner page, so I won't open the map. There are no EMDs here, so I'm happy with that. Let's see. This is not a root domain that's ranking. The first one here is actually ranking. He's got an inner page for Irving, Texas. He's probably got many pages for many cities. So DA38, I don't mind that. My first website that's ranking organic has a DA of 16. I'm going to open that up to take a look at him later on. This is again, inner page, so I don't care. Inner page, I don't care. Inner page, inner page. Looks like the general method of um, websites in the water damage niche is people put up large authority sites with multi-locations, right? That's something to take into consideration. So really almost everything is an inner page, right? Yellow page is 91 DA, and the reason is 91 DA is, I mean, the reason this is ranking is because of the 91 DA of yellow pages, and this one page alone has a PA of 45. So when we come with one website fully optimized just for that one city and just for that one niche, we can outrank all of this. So looks like a decent city actually. Irving, Texas. Let's see how many listings out there. Hardly anything else. Wow, look at that. Irving, Texas, not too many. So that's pretty good. If we go down, do we see any mold remediation? So that's another keyword, mold remediation. No EMDs. This might be a great city to get into. So water damage, Irving, Texas might be a good one, though. I wonder why it just 10 searches a month. Maybe because people search for water damage Dallas, even though they live in Irving. I'm not sure, so we'll have to look into that. But we'll keep this in the back of our mind, Irving, Texas. We'll take a look at the number one ranking one. Um, he's not got too many not too much content, so we're happy with that. He's definitely got a lot of pages. Look at that. Each of these is a page. Um, Even the title tag, it's okay. Dry force water damage, that's okay. Serving Dallas. So the reason Irving, Texas has less is because most people are searching for Dallas. Look at that, 170 searches a month. So even if you're living in Irving, I assume most people who live in Irving are searching for water damage Dallas, right? Water damage restoration Dallas is 210 searches a month, right? And I thought I saw the cost per click was $109 per click. Look at that. Water damage restoration Dallas TX, 90 cents a month, $55 cost per click. Water damage repair Dallas. So obviously Dallas is a main keyword. Water damage restoration Dallas is a main keyword. Look at this. EMD, Dallas water damage. He is ranking in the map pack. Dallas water damage Dallas, ranking in the map pack. This is a harder niche and city to get into just because there are EMDs ranking. The very first root domain, this one here, is a DA of 40, 14,000 links. This is an inner page. The next one is 29. I mean, this is definitely a harder to rank for this keyword. Not that we cannot rank, but this is definitely, Dallas is the biggest city, and that's why when we search for water damage Irving, not too many searches came up for, because people are searching for Dallas. So you get the idea. You can keep on going up and down, all these cities. I just want to see if I can, find a city somewhere here. I looked into a couple of cities off camera, and I zeroed in on a couple of cities, one of them being Reno, Nevada, 230 population. So and this is 2012. So let's see what the population of Reno, if I can spell right, Reno, Nevada right now is. 250,000. And the reason I'm saying this is because I wanted to go after I want to go after a bigger, a little bit of a larger city, 250,000. Just to see what all we can do to rank it. So if we do water damage, if you see this water damage Reno NV, 110 searches a month. Water damage restoration, 40 searches a month. Cost per click is 114, right? So let's just take the first one. Water damage Reno, Nevada NV, 110 searches a month. This might be one of the keywords we want to go after. Cost per click 12. I'm pretty sure that is not accurate, because water damage in that niche you would never find any keyword less than, any cost per click less than 70 or 80 bucks. It's probably around 100 bucks. When we did water damage, was restoration Reno, Nevada. Let's look at that. 114 searches, cost per click is 114, right? If we come down here, this could be a little bit of EMD, or this could be water damage EMD, but I'm going to look into this a little bit deeper. The very first website that ranks organic root domain is DS17. I'm happy with that. This one is Yelp 94. This is also an inner page 53 DA, Home Advisor. The very next one root domain that's ranking, this one here is 14, 12. So I'm happy with that. Let me just search the other keyword, water damage Reno, Nevada, which is 110 searches a month. Pretty much the same ones are coming again, 911 we saw, 1-800 water damage, we saw that. Same thing that's ranking, Yelp, Belfour, this one's 14. So let's just open up how many listings we have. We have just 2 pages of listings, which is okay. Water damage Reno, this is like an exact match GMB. They don't even have a website. It's absolutely a lead gen GMB, right? It's absolutely a lead gen one. 24/7 rapid water damage service. Let's click on that. Let's see what that is. Water fire restoration. It's not bad. Let's just look at the other one also. How many pages for this keyword? Pretty much the same it should be. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of competition. I wouldn't say it's a low. This is definitely not a low-hanging fruit, especially being, being water damage niche. But I want to go after this niche. Thumbtack, Albany, New York. I'm not sure why this came up. Okay. So this is so I'm pretty much I'm deciding to go between water damage Reno, Nevada, and water damage Irving, Texas, and they both look good to me. Irving, Texas was definitely a more of a low-hanging fruit, but it just had 10 searches a month, and my thinking is people are searching for Dallas, and so I want to go after Reno, Nevada, water damage restoration Reno, Nevada, or water damage Reno, Nevada. Water damage repair in Nevada. I mean, I think this had 110 searches a month. Yep. So this is where we're going to start. So I don't want to drag this video anymore, but in 30 minutes, the basic thing I've done is I've gone through some cities and I've gone through some niches. In my case, we decided on water damage, so we did the analysis. But we look into the competition and see what's the DA, right? Domain authority. How is it a low-hanging fruit by looking at the top 3 ones and seeing if there are any exact match domains? And also we're going to look at, if the top ones, the number of words in the home page, the number of how is the title tag and things like that optimized, number of pages in the website, things like that. So we'll probably go with water damage Reno, Nevada for now, and we'll start the next video.